Hey, let's get into it. A camera can't capture everything with the same clarity at the same time. If you point a camera at a crowded street, there might be cars and buildings and signs and there's movement, but when you focus the lens, when you focus on one thing, that one thing becomes sharp and clear, and everything else kind of fades into the background and kind of goes blurry. The other things are still there, they're just not the center of that focus. And our minds kind of work in a similar way. We can't control everything happening around us. We can't remove every distraction or silence all the fears, but we can choose what we are focusing on the things that get our attention, and the things that we allowed our minds to really center into. And that's what Peter here wants to call us to in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action, and being sober minded, set your hope fully on the grace that we brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Peter starts with the word therefore, which means that he's connecting this to everything that he has just said earlier in his letter. Because we've been born again into this living hope, because we have an inheritance that's imperishable and kept in heaven, and because our faith is being refined through the trials in our life, and also because of the Old Testament anticipation for the things that we are experiencing, Peter says, prepare your minds for action. It's not passive. It doesn't happen naturally. It takes work and discipline. Following Jesus doesn't mean letting your thoughts just drift wherever they naturally go. Peter is saying, gather up your minds, be alert, pay attention, and don't live scattered, sort of distracted and half awake. He says then to be sober minded. That means that we need to see clearly, not being controlled by our fear, our emotion, or just what we see in front of us, not being intoxicated kind of by the values and the temptations of the world. And Peter gives this command to set our minds on grace, to set our hope fully on the promises of Jesus. That takes discipline. The world around us is always trying to steal our attention. It tells us to set our minds on comfort and success, on money and approval, on control, to focus on things, the things that people think about us, or maybe to focus on the things that could go wrong, what we don't have. And Peter says to set our hope on something bigger, on the grace that is coming as Jesus is revealed. It doesn't mean we ignore the world around us. We stick our head in the sand. We're not called to escape reality. We still have to live and work and serve, and we parent and we still grieve and make decisions. We have to pay bills. We have to love our neighbors. We have to be grounded here, but we do all of that with our minds fixed on the things of God and not distracted by the things that we see around us. And we're called to remember that this world is not all that there is. We remember that our future is it's not hanging by a thread or even by our own ability. We remember that Jesus is coming back, that there's grace, and that God's promises are secure, and that he works all things together for good. And so today, pay attention to the things that capture your mind. What are the things you're replaying? What are you fearing? What are you chasing? What are you letting kind of shape your hope? The call here is clear to prepare our minds and be focused, to set our hope fully on Jesus. And because what we focus on will shape how we live. It determines our direction, our trajectory, wherever you find yourself. God goes with you today.